Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. About 7 minutes away, we'll get you on the phones for Clash with Kenzie. Bad Flower guaranteed entry. Very important. It's a free pop-up, so everybody can go very easily, but also fills up pretty quick at the Cubby Bear, so guaranteed entry makes you VIP. And the Brian and Kenzie VIP guest list, so you beat Kenzie in trivia, that is coming up, and we'll get the sports before that.
The Q101 Morning Crew. Sports.
Well, again, the poll at Q101's Facebook page on who gets bumped from the Mount Rushmore as the Pope is in. Right now, it's Tom Skilling, Michael Jordan, Oprah, and who did I forget?
Billy Corgan.
Billy Corgan.
How dare you?
I know. And we'll get
That's not a good look.
Hey, hit the bozo drop. That's what you're acting like right now. Good Lord.
I'm sorry.
Hello, bozo.
That is Billy Corgan's kid calling me a bozo.
It deserved.
Well, Billy Corgan ain't going anywhere, so Tom Skilling ain't going anywhere. Michael Jordan ain't going anywhere. A lot of people saying Oprah. I agree with that, but someone's got to get bumped in the Mount Rushmore. Now, the big debate yesterday was, is the Pope a Cubs fan or Sox fan? Early, Cubs fans took claim. It was everywhere that he was a Cubs fan. Then they interviewed his brother. His brother came in and said this.
Yeah, he was never, ever a Cubs fan. I don't know where that came from. He was always a Sox fan. Our mother was a Cubs fan. I don't know, maybe that clued in there. And our dad was a Cardinals fan. So I don't know where that all came from. And all the aunts, our mom's family was from the North Side, so that's why they were Cubs fans.
How was his dad a Cardinals fan?
I know. It's how gross. I think we could all agree as Sox and Cubs fans. That's disgusting.
Unless he knew his son was going to be a Pope and the Cardinals would pick his son.
Thinking 2 steps ahead.
Did he think that would help him be able to pick his son? Like, I will wear this Cardinals hat.
Yeah, he's like, well, I got the hat, so it's destiny
I'll
now.
be invited.
Yeah, love all the conversation about that, the debate. That was the first thing, and not anything normally about. They usually talk to people when they become Pope, like, well, what was he like as a child? Nope, Cubs fan, Sox fan. I think this has actually rejuvenated the fire of that war between Cubs and Sox. I've talked about how it's gotten watered down with the Cubs not winning a playoff games in 6 years and the White Sox being what they are, the worst team in Major League Baseball history last year. But I think the Pope is bringing this war back together. It's getting more fun again.
It's the best PR the Catholic Church has had, where people are like, Cubs or Sox? What's the Pope into? Let's talk about it. They're into it.
Let's
So,
go.
we should have brought up sports forever ago instead of all these controversial topics.
Yeah.
This is going baseball's going a lot better than what we normally talk about.
They're into it.
So asking Popes what hockey team they're into.
Yeah.
So
Carolina Hurricanes fan.
You Winnipeg Jets. You knew him.
Think about like the next Pope. They're going to be like, under no circumstance were we having a Detroit fan. That's going to get us no good press.
The next Pope is like from Portugal. And they're going to ask him, so, ketchup on a hot dog? What do you think? No, wrong, right? Yeah. He's like, I don't understand.
Yes. Please pray for the poor. I don't understand.
So, the Pope was elected before the White Sox game yesterday. Verified White Sox fan. They lost 10-0 to the Royals.
White smoke just in time for the White Sox. Lego.
Mm-hmm. And they lost 10-0.
Not good.
Pope didn't help at all.
Right, he's new. Let him get acclimated first.
Let him cook.
Yeah, he hasn't done the onboarding yet. I don't know if is he technically the Pope right now?
He's probably got some paperwork to
That
fill
he
Do you
out.
think that they have to do like a normal training? Like, okay, we just had these courses from Cumulus, our company, that took 3 hours about like harassment and all this stuff. And I have to tell you, I felt harassed being forced to do it. Okay, so. But, like, do you think that, like, popes, like, when they're getting on board and have to take, like, a certain, like, it's the company policy. You have to finish these courses.
Do you think the Pope's walking around the Vatican like, hey, I'm sorry, where is accounting? I'm sorry, I just had a question about my paycheck.
My badge isn't working yet.
I can't get in.
I imagine the conversation to the Pope of saying, so we're setting you up with direct deposit. What's your routing number? I don't know.
Because they get paid. The Pope gets paid, right?
I believe he does. It might be in chickens. I'm not sure. But
why would it be chicken?
Because we go back to ancient times. Chickens.
The Pope does not receive a salary in the traditional sense, i.e. they're blessed with the Lord. Not a bad salary if you ask me.
Well, on the deathbed, you have
But
total
the Vatican
consciousness.
covers all of the Pope's needs.
How do they know what all his needs are? He's a Chicago Pope.
It's going to be a new set of needs.
I need Italian beefs every Friday.
Give me some hot dog carts in the Vatican. Now's the time to visit the Vatican. That food is coming up a notch, baby.
I can tell you again, having been through the Vatican and 7 hours in that building on our honeymoon, there's no hot dog carts, and I could have used one bad. I needed a bathroom.
Is there?
I need a hot dog.
Is there restaurants? Like, can you eat at a restaurant in the Vatican, or is it all churches?
Not in it, but outside it's all. There are a lot of food trucks, but I didn't see any hot dog stands.
So there's no restaurants in the Vatican?
No, it's not. It's a religious city.
It's not Water Tower.
Yeah.
But people live there. They live there.
I know, but they have to leave to eat. You
You have to leave the city?
Yeah. Yep.
He's going to put an orange Julius inside the Vatican now.
You're telling me that's a huge waste of time.
You know what,
Jesus ate.
My bad, Kenzie. I forgot. Right before the Sistine Chapel, there's a Cinnabon.
That's right.
I didn't say it had to be chain restaurants, but they can't have some pasta.
It's the Auntie Anne's Cinnabon combo.
It's Italy, and there's a whole city without like a bread bowl. Come on.
I know. They're working on a Fazoli's. They're going to get a Fazoli's in Vatican City.
You know.
You have to take a chariot out of the freaking city every time you want to eat.
Kenzie,
Chariots.
if you ever go to Italy and you ever go to the Vatican, carb up before you go inside for that tour. It is a lot. Plus, I walked to the Basilica. I went to the top, and, I'm 6'4" .25". I had to crawl at some point because, boy, those Italians back in the day were short.
Those Italians?
Yeah, because I'm talking about the
What do you
1,000
mean
years.
by that?
Well, they built it 2,000 years ago. I'm saying, like, it was short, like 2 feet at one point. I had to, like, crawl through to keep going to the top if I wanted to get to the top.
Wow.
God, was there like at least coffee up there or something?
No,
Or-
there's no food or drink anywhere inside.
could you order Uber Eats, or would that not be allowed into the city?
Good question.
Because people live there.
They eat other ways. They
How?
leave. They leave to eat. And let me tell you, it takes 7 hours to get out of there.
Oh my.
Anyway, the White Sox lost after the Pope was elected, and he is a White Sox fan. Boy, what a series with the Marlins coming up this weekend. So Chicago has gone 7-11 at home, the White Sox, and 10-28 overall. Now they've gone 4-1 in games when they've hit 2 or more home runs. Home runs usually lead to victories, you see. Miami is 4-10 on the road, 14-22 overall. The Marlins have the 6th-ranked team batting average in NL. They have the 6th best, actually, which is weird because they're so bad.
Yeah, they're terrible.
249. So, yes, tonight, the White Sox against the Marlins on the south side.
Get into it.
Speaking of the Cubs, they were off going to the Mets, of course, but Jed Hoyer announced they're bringing up their top pitching prospect because of Shota Imanaga's hamstring strain. Again, a quote, he never had one before. He didn't know what went on. He never had a lower body injury. Calling up a former Oklahoma Sooner. And he also had Tommy John surgery already, but they're bringing up the top prospect there to pitch probably tomorrow, most likely, but that game at the Mets tonight.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Before we get you on the phones for Clash with Kenzie, I want to remind you, next week, Monday at this time in Clash with Kenzie, we'll have tickets for Lord at the United Center. Huge tickets. So Lord at the United Center starting Monday, 7:10, right this time exactly. We'll have those tickets. You're going to be competing for them against Kenzie anyway. And more awesomeness, and this is very VIP exclusive style, getting on the Brian and Kenzie VIP list for Bad Flower, our free Q101 pop-up at the Cubby Bear. That's what you're competing for today. 312-591-8300. Call right now to compete against Kenzie in trivia, and you will be on our exclusive VIP guest list, guaranteed entry into the Cubby Bear for the pop-up. I say that because if you're new to the show, yes, it's free. You just show up, and you go in. But the Cubby Bear holds about 500 people, and these pop-ups tend to get 1,000 plus coming out. So guarantee is huge. Sponsored by the Cubby Bear and Boost Mobile. So call now to compete in trivia against Kenzie. 312-591-8300.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
You can't defeat her. She's too powerful.
Clash with Kenzie.
Let the battle begin.
Q101.
Let's go. Let's get into it because it's Bad Flower, the Q101 free pop-up, guaranteed entry, the Brian and Kenzie VIP guest list. You walk right in. You're very privileged. People look at you and go, damn, how'd they get in? And this is how you do it, by beating Kenzie in trivia. And Jack is here to compete against Kenzie today. Ahoy, Jack. Tell us something about yourself.
Ahoy. I was telling Case that I was looking forward to seeing Bad Flower in December at Twisted Christmas, and I was bummed they weren't at the show.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Smashing Pumpkins and AWOL Nation are great. So it was
Pretty good.
Pretty good. You know, a lot of bands will put up kind of fake excuses once in a while, or maybe something happens that's not totally real then when the show gets canceled.
Like a Better Than Ezra situation where they say, hey, we'll come hang out and play on the morning show. And then they're like, oh, guys, we're so sick. We actually aren't going to do that, but we're still going to, play our concert at House of Blues that night. Anyways, as you were saying, Brian.
You know, with Jared Leto situation,
Yeah,
blowing
something
off
like
an
that.
interview because my
You don't even get me
voice hurts.
started with that guy.
But Bad Flower, that guy was near death.
He was in the hospital. I can confirm. I was supposed to interview them before that show, and I got a text from somebody at the Bad Flower camp being like, hey, so Josh is in the hospital. We're not sure he's going to make the interview. And I said he better make that interview. And then, he did it.
He had massive food poisoning, I believe it was. And then he posted a picture on his Instagram. It looked like he went 7 rounds with Mirko Krokop. And he did not look good. He did not look good. But he will look great at the Cubby Bear for the Q101 pop-up, the free event. So, Jack, remember, if Kenzie was wrong, you can steal a point. She can do the same to you. First one to 5 wins. Call heads or tails.
Heads.
It is heads. Jack, you're up. Here we go. Jack, what 4-letter word describes an arena for public roller skating?
Rink.
A rink is right.
Well done. He knew that.
Kenzie, what does the UFC call the setting in which their fights take place? What do they call it?
Well, like the octagon?
The octagon, not just like it. That's what it is. They call it an octagon.
I was worried there was like a cage I didn't know about.
I just made an obscure Mirko Krokop reference. He fought in the octagon as well.
I'm sure me and one other person listening appreciated that.
All right, back to Jack.
Yes, that's right. 1-1.
What beer company uses Clydesdales in their advertisements?
Is that Budweiser?
Budweiser is right. And back to Kenzie. In what country did sushi originate, Kenzie?
Japan, I believe.
It is Japan. Trying to trick her there. Maybe she'd say Oklahoma.
Not a country.
Didn't happen.
I was really stuck between Japan and Oklahoma.
No, I know you. You would have done that.
Tell you, a teeter-totter over here.
Back to Jack.
That's right, 2-2.
What celebrity chef wrote cookbooks such as Everyone is Italian on Sunday and Yummo, the Family Cookbook? What chef wrote those?
Oh, shoot.
Give me a chef, which is a weird thing to say. 3, 2.
Wolfgang Puck.
Wolfgang Puck. Guess a chef, but it's not him. Kenzie.
Yummo, Rachel Ray.
Rachel Ray. Is she still doing
I
new?
should've done that.
Is she still doing new shows?
I don't see why not.
I thought she just was done or something. Because I loved Rachel Ray. I watch those shows all the time, man.
Did you say news shows?
New shows, new episodes.
Oh, I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't think she's on the
She's on Fox News now. She's got a whole new slant. No, she's I see here 3 days ago, Rachel Ray returning to TV with new season of Meals and Minutes.
I think
So-
she went away for a little bit.
Well, thank God
Oh
she's
yeah,
back.
wasn't she 30-minute meals for a long time?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Rachel Ray. You know why? Because when you watch her shows, you can tell, man, she loves making food for people. Like, really, really loves it. And I want to eat it all.
She's not one of those poser chefs.
Right.
Yeah,
a
what do you?
fake-
Everybody else hates cooking. What are you talking about?
Some of the chef shows, they're just being too technical. She loves food, man.
They're being too tough.
Like, put this here, put
God
that
forbid
there.
you perfected craft.
Yeah, well, she's passionate. I like Rachel Ray.
All right, 3-2, and it's back to Kenzie. She can go up 2 right here.
Staying with food, Kenzie, trash can nachos are the creation of which celebrity chef? Trash can nachos.
Oh, what's his face with the hair? Guy Fieri.
Guy Fieri, good pull.
I'm doing hair spikes with the hand.
She was waving her hand like fanning her face to try to do his hair.
What is that with the spike?
I'm going to give you my recipe for trash can nachos when we come back in Diners and Drive-Ins.
Well, he doesn't do any recipes in Diner Driven.
Yeah,
He does. It's other people's recipes.
I was just doing the voice to say maybe you'd come back and do that.
Fake fan.
See, being technical there, Kenzie, is on that one.
Guy Fieri, you could go to his restaurant at the Cancun airport.
Wow. Exciting.
Wondering.
Does he have anything here?
I don't believe so.
Sure.
I thought there was some in Schaumburg. Anyway.
Maybe. All right, well, it's 4-2, and it's back to Jack. He needs a point right here.
Jack, Lyme disease is transmitted to humans by what kind of animal?
Ticks.
Ticks. Is it 3-3 now?
It is 4-3. Kenzie's ahead. She can win it right here.
Oh, boy. Kenzie, What is the scientific theory that explains the origin of the universe? There's a scientific theory.
Whoa. So not the creation of the universe?
There's a phrase I'm looking for. The creation of the origin of the universe.
I'm thinking Big Bang Theory.
You are right if you say Big Bang Theory, and you win. There you go. Good job. However, it's Friday. You decide, Kenzie.
Oh, we're for sure gonna let him go. He got tickets to Twisted, and the guys didn't show up. We're obviously gonna give him passes.
He did see AWOL Nation and the Pumpkins, though.
So?
He saw them. He missed Bad Flower. All right, man, you're going to Bad Flower, the Cubby Bear, and you're on the exclusive Brian and Kenzie VIP list, which gets you guaranteed entry, sponsored by the Cubby Bear, Boost Mobile, and us.
Oh, thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome.
Oh,
You're
you're
the
awesome.
best.
You're awesome. All right, hang on, buddy. Case we'll get your information, and we'll come back in 3 minutes with Brian and Kenzie on Q101, a half hour away if you love free stuff, 8 o'clock. Fest. It's your last chance from us to get to the Minnesota Yacht Club Music Festival, 311 Sublime, Fall Out Boy, among others. And you also will get one-day tickets to Riot Fest. You choose your night. That's at 8 o'clock today.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. In about 10 minutes, we'll give you an update on our Chicago Mount Rushmore, which about a year and a half ago, we put it together, and it, with you, Billy Corrigan, Tom Skilling. We started it because Tom Skilling was retiring, Michael Jordan, and Oprah. Now, the Pope has been elected from Chicago, so he's going on no matter what. Somebody's got to go. You decide on our Facebook page. Make a comment in the comment section. We'll give you an update on that in 10 minutes. Plus, we're on our way to Fest, the last chance to get to the Minnesota Yacht Club Music Festival and Riot Fest. And then after that, Case's movie review at 8 is 16 Candles. That's about the next 25 minutes right now with the show with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Now tonight, very special day with the show. First ever wedding giveaway with our great friend Kari from the Haight in Elgin. A $30,000 wedding, and a couple of our listeners won the wedding. It's finally here. You've heard us talk about it. There was tons of voting going on, and here we are. It's tonight, and Kenzie and I will be officiating the wedding.
Yes.
I am officially ordained through the Universal Life Church of San Diego, a very prestigious, like the Pope, pretty much. I went to
That
the
does sound like a sketchy name, though.
It's legal.
Doesn't it?
It's very legal.
It sounds legal.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the Vatican Church from San Diego. But we're looking forward to it huge tonight with our people that are going to get married tonight. Very big. This event, by the way, the place, the Haight in Elgin.
Oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. It is it's such a stunning venue. I'm very excited. What's cool about it is like all the way, because Brian and I were talking, because I'm obviously going over the schedule very diligently with Brian, because I understand that I know Brian, and I'm like, he didn't look at the schedule. So I'm like, hey, photos at this time. We're officiating at this time. So we're going over all of it. But what's really cool about the venue is like they're getting married basically on like their roof. And then there's multiple levels. So I'm like, well, the cocktail hours in this part of the building, and the dinners in this part. This space is insane where you could host like all these different events. Everything's on a different level. It's awesome.
It's all in one. You get it all done right there. And it is one of the most beautiful places in Illinois. And that's what people look for their wedding. And so the Haight in Elgin, it is spelled H-A-I-G-H-T. And you can go to their website and check it out. The link's at Q101.com. But pretty fired up. Still debating what I'm going to wear, Kenzie.
I am really struggling with that also. Because I don't want to go. So I got to go wedding dress shopping with the bride, too. We have a whole, like, mini Say Yes to the Dress episode with her that obviously we will be posting after her wedding. So I don't want to spoil what the dress looks like. But I was like, well, I don't want anything too poofy because I know what her dress looks like in my head. So I don't want to do any type of similar silhouette.
Same. I thought the same thing. I don't want anything too poofy.
Nothing white, obviously off-white, silver, champagne, all of that as a no-go. I won't even wear a blush tone. It stresses me out. I don't want anyone to think of doing anything similar to the color that is white.
Okay, I will die if Kenzie shows up in her wedding dress.
In my wedding dress?
So you should totally do that.
They were such different vibes.
Oh, please do that.
I don't know if I could fit in my wedding dress after this baby, unfortunately.
Well, I only own one suit, my wedding suit, coming up on my 4-year wedding anniversary. I have one suit. It's a blue suit. It's beautiful.
Thank God it wasn't white. Okay, I was
not
nervous.
white, but it was tailored to fit me, and I lost weight. it wasn't tailored, but I mean, it's a very form-fitting suit from Bonobos. Props to them. They were incredible. They match it up with you when you go in the store. But I'm about, right now, since I've gained back about 9 pounds from the weight loss challenge.
Yeesh.
So I'm about 12 pounds more than my wedding, I would say. I was in the 220s somewhere.
You're going to wear the same suit and you're 12 pounds heavier?
And it's a tight, slick, good-looking blue suit.
12 pounds that's a size difference.
It's going to be like a tourniquet, the pants.
Like,
Get the jaws of life.
I mean, the button on my pants might fly off and kill Grandma in the front row.
Like, I am
shrapnel. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Have you tried it on?
No.
No, why would he? Why, he's only had 3 months to prepare. Why would he do that?
No, I ain't trying it on.
I ain't trying it on.
Listen,
If you come over here looking for pants before the wedding, I'm going to be pissed.
Go to Men's Warehouse, try to get some pants
You're
before the
gonna be like,
wedding.
does Justin have any pants? Like, leave me and my husband alone. We don't have pants for you.
He's way too thin. He's got nothing my size unless he has stretchy pants.
He's got a pair of baseball pants. You can wear pinstripes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
So
Brian.
we'll see what happens. We got a lot of videographers. Our
You
people are gonna
cannot
be there.
wear jeans there. Look at me.
I'm not looking at you.
Look at me.
I'm not gonna do it.
The way you looked down when I said that was so upsetting.
But jeans have Lycra in them. They're so good.
You cannot wear jeans. Look at me.
We'll find out. You'll see all the
Stop
pictures.
staring at your hands.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.